welcome to SME Street ViewPoint. So when we talk about SMEs, we talk about the limelight in which the SMEs are. We talk about manufacturing. We talk about entrepreneurs who are actually, the heroes, so to say, heroes of this whole economic reform-oriented policies which we are undergoing. In this series, we are trying to reach out to those entrepreneurs who are trying to become our success stories, who are budding success stories within themselves. We, in this particular continuation, we have Bonita Industries founder, Mr. Umang Srivastava with us, and let's find out from him about how the retail industry is moving towards and how he has created this complete Indian product company. So welcome, Mr. Umang.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving time to SME Street.
Thank you for calling me.
So let's hear from you a bit. How do you look at the present scenario as an entrepreneur representing the SME segment? How do you look at the scenario moving towards this?
Okay. So, the overall scenario I would say is really very, very positive. In fact, from where we started, I used to work in earlier companies, and we started on our own couple of years back. And so we have been looking at this, for last 6-7 years, the opportunities available and the focus that's there on SMEs. And I feel that there's no better time to be an entrepreneur at this point in time, and there are a lot of positives. You are being looked upon as a so SME used to be a negative word at one point in time, and SME is a positive word today. So that's a big difference. And in terms of retail, opportunities are growing. India, if you talk about India as a market, India as a market is really growing at a level which is unimaginable. So it's an exponential growth, as we call it.
Yeah. So what are the opportunities you witness for your business? So is it like the Indian domestic market or exports? What kind of opportunities?
So when we talk about Bonita, we are looking the world as a market. So because what we really want to be is, we realize that there is no Indian brand which is available globally or known globally, and in the category that we are in, which is housewares or home products, there is no single brand even at a global level. So we saw that gap in the market, and last 4 years we have been moving towards that, and have done pretty well. Now we're selling in 25 countries, including US, Europe. In India, we have become a very prominent brand in this category, starting from zero, and have been able to create a good reach for ourselves in India. So from our point of view, we see the entire market. We look at India. Obviously, it is a prime market for us. It is one of the fastest growing market for us. But other markets are also doing well for us.
I have seen some of your products in your catalog.
Yeah.
And it has certain really interesting innovation, small but really useful innovation. So how do you do that? What kind of R&D you do? Do you have any dedicated budget for R&D?
So we will work like an SME. So we don't have a R&D team, but we have a core team who is focusing on trying to find out what are the latent needs. So there's a terminology in our team which we call as latent needs. So latent needs are needs that a consumer or especially the women at home who is supposed to do the daily household work. In India and even internationally, that's how it is right now. So there is a latent need. She needs to do a certain amount of work, and there are problems in doing that particular work. So just for example, when we were doing the ironing board, so we realized that a lot of people who like to iron on the bed. It's more convenient. So we said, can we create a product which makes ironing on the bed easier? So there's a latent need for ironing on the bed, because iron keeps falling down and it can burn the bed sheet, can cause accidents.
You understand the issues, challenge, and then you try
Yes. So we keep on working with our team.
A feedback mechanism.
Yes, we have a very strong feedback mechanism. We have a system where we first identify what those needs could be, and most of the needs come from, we have a very strong women team in our office. and we prefer to hire women. So probably in the next 1 year we'll have more women than men in our organization, because the product is is oriented. The product you see is the buyers are women.
Now coming on to you manufacture, you are a manufacturer, and now we are sitting in the regime where we have heard a lot of manufacturing oriented policies like Make in India. So as an entrepreneur, how do you foresee, how do you experience being part of such regime? Have you availed certain benefits or any kind of benefits from such schemes or campaigns?
Honestly, we've not really been able to take any major benefits from those campaigns, but those campaigns have definitely helped us to build ourselves, because when we are proudly saying that most of the products, or almost entire range, is being made in India today, and it does help support us in when we talk to bankers, or we talk to other people in the professional network. It does help us when talking to retailers whom we sell to. So when we say that it is being made in India,
as an entrepreneur, do you have expectations, something more?
What I feel, again, this is my personal thought, that made in India or make in India is really good. I am all for it, and we should definitely do that. But I feel that we should look at the next level also, where we are not just talking about manufacturing in India, but also creating brands in India, or creating the entire product in India. So one is manufacturing for someone, and one is where you are focusing on creating the entire product yourself, and then either selling it as a product in India, branding it yourself, or selling it in international markets. I feel there should be a focus on that also. Otherwise, there will be a time in the next few years where you will have more manufacturing capacity than people who can actually sell.
There has to be, so the point which you are trying to make is there has to be a proper outflow mechanism as well, apart from just creating, because we should not forget, or we should not diverge ourselves towards creating another China.
Yes.
Because we have to have a proper outflow mechanism as well. So
yes.
You are talking about the retail.
I'm talking about the retail. I'm talking about the support system. So there would be a lot of brands. So for example, people, for us, we are a brand. We have a manufacturing setup, but we are a brand. But we don't have any identity. So if we go to any organization, even the things as filling up a form, so there's either a manufacturer or a service provider. There's no third option. So there is no identity for a person like us.
Another aspect from an entrepreneur, I talk to entrepreneurs, and it's very rare that I should not touch upon the aspect of credit, finance.
That's the most touchy topic.
So how do you, would you like to share your experience? What kind of experience you had with regards to capital access for your business expansion?
Yeah, I would say it's been difficult. It's not been easy, and if we had with the growth that we have been doing, if we had the access to capital at the right time and to the amount of money that we needed, we would probably have been doing double of what we are doing right now. So that gives you in a gist where we are right now. So that definitely hampers the growth for us, and that's it.
So this is not something new or strange that I have heard, but I have been talking to entrepreneurs, dedicated entrepreneurs who are doing something really innovative, and the range of product Umang has shared with me is really have innovative products. Like him, there are thousands and lakhs of such innovative products getting developed, or at least they are getting developed in the minds of those entrepreneurs. But what is the need of the hour is to actually motivate them by not just initiating campaigns, by not just creating strong voice, but actually facilitating a kind of system-based approach, system-based execution strategy. What can probably transform is the on-ground level execution strategy of the bigger schemes and campaigns. So with this hope, I would just like to conclude this interaction, and it's really a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you too.
Much. And thank you very much, viewers.
Thank you.